Let's make use of some of our recycling. These are some of the things we need. My diorama is black and white, but you might like to use some colour. I like to paint or cover my recycling before I use it, so you can't see any of the designs that are on it and all the branding. So our first job is going to be to paint or tape over all of our recycled cardboard. I like to do both sides and cover up all of the designs, and then have to leave it a while to let it dry. Okay, so the paint's pretty messy, so you need to wash your hands before you move on to the next step. You need to make sure all your objects are dry before you can start sticking things onto them. So now we need our scissors and glue. We also need our templates and card, and you can download the templates from City Libraries website. We might need tape for some of the things. The top tip is to use a container whilst you're cutting out to catch all of the offcuts and to help keep your work area nice and tidy. So let's choose a shape from one of the templates and cut it out, and then we're going to stick it onto one of the pieces of cardboard that we prepared. We don't need to be too precise when we're cutting out our shapes to begin with. Okay, so it's time to think about which of the buildings to put in. I chose Shandon Tower first because it's furthest upriver, and I'm going to put that right at the back of my scene. So first I'll just play around with the positioning, cut the shape out roughly. Don't need to worry about getting close to the lines at all. In fact, it doesn't matter if you can see a bit of the white edge. You're not really going to notice when the whole thing's in place because there's so much going on. Now once I've cut out the main shape, I'll start to cut into some of the details, but I still won't worry about getting right up to those lines. So once I've played around with the positioning, as we said earlier, we'll stick it into place using our glue stick. Always make sure you put the lid back on the glue stick when you're finished, even if you know you're going to be using it again soon. So just gently rub that down into place. I always rub my fingers in case any glue got onto them. Now it's time to add some boats. You can stick them onto some of the L-shaped cards from some of our cereal boxes, or you can use some sticks. I had some kind of lolly sticks, but you could use skewers, or you could even use pencils. If you have chopsticks, you could use those. Now there's templates that contain buildings, and some contain some waves and some clouds and trees. There's lots of boats. You can draw onto them. You use a black marker for that. You can colour them in if you like. You can even draw your own to add to the scene. Maybe you want to add some different sorts of boats, for example. Okay, so the cutting out process does take some time, but I wanted to stage a really busy race. And hopefully you do as well. So I cut out a lot of boats. It takes a lot of patience, but that's okay. It's going to be worth it in the end. Okay, so here I'm cutting out a currach. I also included kayaks because they're my favourite types of boats. I included a little rowing boat. Somebody brought their dog along on my race, and I included a SUP, stand-up paddleboarder. My 9-year-old daughter Phoenix helped me out with some of the boats. She was very good at it. Yeah, it just shows that you can do this even if you're a kid. So what if your objects are floppy and they won't stand up? Well, here's a little trick for you. Just cut out a simple rectangle about as long as your little finger, maybe your thumb. Bend it into a W strip and then stick down the two ends, one on the flat piece and the other end onto the bit you want to stand up. Don't make that strip too long, you want it quite short, that's why I say about as long as your thumb, because then it will make everything stand up. So congratulations! Hopefully at this stage you have made your own Ocean to City 2020 race. And hopefully you'll have a lot of fun playing with it. You can download all the templates, as we said, from the Cork City Libraries website.